Hey, good evening. Day 37, almost in the books. It's Saturday. It's 8:41 p.m. Still got to finish drinking some water. I still got to read, and I got to take a picture. But my workouts are done. And, yeah. So, still relatively early for me, though, so that's good. But I got up early this morning, I went to the yard, a lot of stuff going on at the yard this morning, so I spent some time at our yard, and then I left my truck there to get it washed and get some work done to it, and then I walked back home for my first workout. And I actually got back. I actually walked from my yard, had a pretty good pace going. I'm definitely getting more in shape and faster. I walked from my yard all the way here, which trying to remember how far it is, but I've walked 7.9 miles today, 16,000 steps. But the point was, I got here in 40 minutes from my yard, so I still had 5 minutes to walk when I pulled up to my gate. So I walked up the street a couple blocks and then walked back and came back at like 46 minutes. So that's good. I'm getting more in shape. Definitely walking faster. Then just had to do some running around with the stuff going on at the yard, and then came back home, and then me and Kim had to go to her. We went to a celebration of life for the cousin of somebody, or a cousin of a family member, and we didn't know him, but he was very close to some of our family. So, and that's one thing I want to talk about, is that he took his own life. So that's a tough. I mean, every celebration of life is tough, but when it happens that way, it's a little different tone, and it's very difficult for everybody to understand that's still here. And I used to have a different opinion about that in my younger days. That's when my opinions on a lot of things have changed over the years, which I think is a good thing. I think with your experience, your life experiences, and with age, which obviously go hand in hand, you should change your opinions. If your opinions don't change, I think you're not paying attention. So, I used to think that when someone took their own life, and I've known too many. I mean, not that any is okay, but in my lifetime, I've been to several funerals like that, and I've known way too many people that have taken their own life. And I used to think that, my opinion used to be that they were cowardly for doing that, and we're taking the easy way out, is kind of how I used to think about it. I think a lot of people still think that, and they go through a range of emotions, I'm sure, and that's probably one of them when people are trying to process this. But I now believe that it's not really that they're trying to take the easy way out. It's the only way out that they see. And they start listening. We all have that voice in your head that tells you, what you should and shouldn't do. And, you know, just like with this, this is a bad example, but like Andy Frisella with 75 Hard talks about your bitch voice and your boss voice. And your bitch voice is always telling you, don't worry about that workout, or don't do that workout, or whatever. And you got to override that and say, no, I'm going to do it. Like, there's not an option not to do it. We're not going to listen to that little voice telling you to go to sleep and be comfortable. And I think that when it comes to suicide, that people start listening to that alternate voice too much and letting it make their decisions. And they may see that it's the only way out, not the easy way out, but the only way out. Or they may think that it's better for those around them if they did that. And they obviously really convince themselves of that. And it's definitely not the easy way, or they just think it's the only way. So I know it's somber. I know it's a difficult thing to talk about, and nobody wants to talk about it. But we should talk about it. And everyone should know that they need, if they start going down that path or starting to think like that they need to talk to somebody. They should obviously seek out a professional, a doctor. But if you can't bring yourself to do that, you need to seek out a friend. There's a lot, you got to find, there's somebody out there that cares about you that you can talk to. And that person would much rather talk to you in the middle of the night, in the middle of wherever you're at, or whatever situation you're in, or whatever you're going through. They would much rather talk to you in that situation than to go to your celebration of life. I know that's tough to hear, but that's the truth. They would rather you call them in the middle of the night. I would rather you call me in the middle of the night and say, hey, I need coffee. I need to talk to you. And, my phone's always on. Everyone that watches these videos has my phone number. And, anybody that knows me knows they can call me 24/7 and I'll answer my phone, especially in the middle of the night, or I'll get right back to you. So if you're having those thoughts, just call somebody. Show up on somebody's porch. Show up in their backyard. Show up at their work. And talk to them. And just don't do it then. Talk to somebody. And talk to somebody, and talk to somebody, and talk to somebody until you get going the right direction. And this is also just a reminder for everyone to reach out to your friends. Everyone has those friends that, maybe going through a tough time. And reach out to them. Check in on them. Show up on their porch. Show up in their backyard. Show up in their kitchen. Show up at their work. And check with them. Go to coffee. Go through your phone. Everyone should go through their phone tomorrow and shoot a text to somebody. Check in on them. Or call them. Or set yourself a reminder to call them on Monday or Tuesday and check in on them. So that's my public service announcement for the night. I'm sorry it's a downer. It sucks, but we got to talk about it. Talking about it will help it, hopefully, and help somebody. So, on that note, I'm going to go finish my day 37. I'm going to set a reminder in my phone for me to go through my phone tomorrow and check in on some people. And I hope you all do the same. Have a good night. Have a good Sunday. Go to church. That's a great place to talk to somebody. All right, have a good night.